Let's see what Prutha and Ira are doing.
Here we see exactly matching shapes of flowers, butterflies and leaves.
Such exactly matching shapes are said to be congruent to each other. Similarly, if one line segment is placed over another and it matches exactly, the two line segments are said to be congruent. If one angle is placed over another and it matches exactly, the two angles are congruent. In the same way, if one triangle is placed over another and they match exactly, the two triangles are said to be congruent. Now watch this. Here, triangle PQR is rotated a bit and appears with vertex Q at the top. Let's now place triangle PQR on triangle ABC and see. Notice, they no longer match exactly, correct?
This means that if angle P aligns with angle A, angle Q aligns with angle B, and angle R aligns with angle C, then triangle ABC and triangle PQR match exactly, and we can say triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR. Thus, we must remember that while examining for the congruence of two triangles, the angles and sides must be written in a specific order, that is, with a specific one-to-one correspondence.
Therefore, if triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR, then angle A is congruent to angle P, angle B is congruent to angle Q, and angle C is congruent to angle R, as well as AB is congruent to PQ, BC is congruent to QR, and AC is congruent to PR.
Thus, we have learnt an important thing, that if two triangles are congruent, then with one-to-one correspondence, their angles are equal and all three sides are equal.
Tests of congruence of triangles.
We have learnt how to construct triangles.
If any of the three elements among three sides, two sides with the included angle, or two angles with the included side are known, a unique triangle can be drawn.
Hence, if any of the three sets of elements are congruent with one-to-one correspondence between two triangles, those triangles are congruent.
These are called the tests of congruence.
Let's learn more about them.
First, SSS test, that is side-side-side test. Observe these figures. In triangle ABC and triangle PQR, AB is congruent to PQ, BC is congruent to QR and AC is congruent to PR.
Which means all three sides of triangle ABC are congruent to the sides of triangle PQR with 1-to-1 correspondence.
Thus, triangle ABC and triangle PQR are congruent triangles. That is, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR. This property is called as side-side-side test, that is SSS test. Second, SAS test, side angle side test. Observe these figures. In triangle ABC and triangle PQR, AB is congruent to PQ, BC is congruent to QR, and angle ABC is congruent to angle PQR,
meaning two sides and the included angle of triangle ABC are congruent to two sides and the included angle of triangle PQR with 1-to-1 correspondence.
Thus, triangle ABC and triangle PQR are congruent triangles. Triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR.
This property is called the side angle side test, that is SAS test.
Third, ASA test, that is angle side angle test. Observe these figures. In triangle ABC and triangle PQR, angle ABC is congruent to angle PQR, angle ACB is congruent to angle PRQ, and BC is congruent to QR,
meaning two angles and the included side of triangle ABC are congruent to two angles and the included side of triangle PQR with 1-to-1 correspondence.
Thus, triangle ABC and triangle PQR are congruent triangles, that is, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR.
This property is called the angle side angle test, that is ASA test.
Fourth, hypotenuse side test. If two right angled triangles have equal hypotenuses and one pair of corresponding sides are equal, the two triangles are congruent. This property is called the hypotenuse side test. See these figures. In triangle ABC and triangle PQR, angle B is equal to 90 degree and angle Q is equal to 90 degree. AC is congruent to PR and AB is congruent to PQ, meaning the hypotenuses and one pair of corresponding sides of the right angled triangles are equal. Thus, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR. Now let's solve some examples based on these. Observe the given pairs of triangles and provided information. Write the test by which the triangles are congruent. Solution. Observe the figures carefully. In this, AB is congruent to PQ, BC is congruent to QR, and AC is congruent to PR. Therefore, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR by the SSS test. Now here, in triangle GST and triangle QRC, GT is congruent to QC, angle GTS is congruent to angle QCR,
and segment ST is congruent to segment RC. Therefore, triangle GST is congruent to triangle QRC by the SAS test.
Now in these figures, in triangle SET and triangle RUN, angle SET is congruent to angle RUN.
Segment ET is congruent to segment UN.
And angle STE is congruent to angle RNU. Therefore, triangle SET is congruent to triangle RUN by the ASA test. In triangle FUN and triangle BOX, angle FUN 90 degrees and angle BOX 90 degrees.
Hypotenuse FN is congruent to hypotenuse BX and segment FU is congruent to segment BO.
Therefore, triangle FUN is congruent to triangle BOX by the hypotenuse side test. Based on the information given in the following figures, write the test for congruence for the triangle PQS and triangle PRS and write the remaining congruent components. Solution. Observe the figure carefully. Here, triangle PQS and triangle PRS are the two triangles shown. From the figure, in triangle PQS and triangle PRS,
segment PQ is congruent to segment PR, segment QS is congruent to segment RS, segment PS is congruent to segment PS because it is the common side.
Therefore, triangle PQS is congruent to triangle PRS by SSS test. Therefore, angle QPS is congruent to angle RPS, angle QSP is congruent to angle RSP, and angle PQS is congruent to angle PRS as corresponding angles of congruent triangles. What did we learn? If one triangle is placed over another and they match exactly, the two triangles are congruent. The tests of congruence of triangles are the SSS test, SAS test, ASA test, and RHS test. If two triangles are congruent, then their corresponding angles are equal and their corresponding sides are equal. Exercise. Observe the given pairs of triangles and the information provided. Write the test by which the triangles are congruent. Observe the following figures. Based on the given test, write the additional information required for the two triangles to be congruent.